we have completely sold out today at the farmer's market. Dad's now heading off to market. Mom and I are gonna feed the cows and then head out to the fields to pick more zucchini, cabbage, a bunch of stuff for tomorrow. The cows got their food. This used to be an orchard. I mean, it still kind of is an orchard, but now it's more of a cow pasture. And there was apple trees, there was pear trees, there was plum trees. I think almost all the plum trees are gone. Most of the apple trees are gone besides one or two, but there is quite a few pear. I can see them, which I'm sure you can't through the camera. I can see a bunch of pears hanging on all the trees here, which is pretty interesting. We actually have another pear tree over there along with 2 chestnut trees. And then we planted 2 more chestnut trees here, but only 1 survived.
I don't know why we're getting those long skinny ones.
I'm gonna get fatter, hopefully.
So I need cabbage for the store. Got sweet corn. Did you just pick the top section or the lower section?
Both. Wow, a lot of you. Did you not pick the yellow?
I did. I got a box and then some yesterday. Should I get rid of that one?
Up to you. I wouldn't. Sell it for cheaper. That's like perfect size. Jeez, a vine. There's still a part of that vine left in there.
Oh, you pulled that up too far.
The rubber band?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, this little stuff.
Oh, wait, give me another rubber band quick. Something's crawling on me. So everything we're getting now is for Scranton Market tomorrow. While we're out here, I wanted to check out our cantaloupe and watermelon, which are doing awesome. It's about time I'm gonna have to shoot some crows, because now that they're just starting to put on tiny baby ones, it's not gonna be long. They're gonna start pecking their beaks into them and destroying them. How we can tell when they're doing really good, which they're still obviously tiny and still growing, and now they got some rain, they're gonna grow even more. But what's gonna happen is they're gonna grow in, and you want that to be almost like a solid mat to where it won't let any sunlight in and the weeds won't grow between the rows. Right here's the watermelon though. That's like softball size, if you can see that there. That's a yellow watermelon. Lily! All right, so the mid-season cole crops are done. It wasn't ideal. I did damage a little bit. Not too bad. When we usually do it, especially cole crops, we like to do it early in the morning. That way the leaves are kind of like up in the air and it's crispy, which is also kind of bad because if you hit a leaf, then it snaps easy. So it's a little bit later in the day. I wouldn't say they're laying flat. It's not like it's real hot and sunny, but it is getting warm. And so at least now the leaves can bend a little bit with the shoe. If it hits it a little bit, it will bend. But then it covers them with dirt a little more because they're laying lower, which you can see here. Now these are just the lower leaves. They're gonna get tons more on them, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal. And if we do get a decent rain shower, it might even wash that off. But, you know, I just hate to do it at all. Actually, the smaller ones did a little bit better because the leaves are barely sticking out. The ones that are like mid-size are the ones I cover the most, like this guy here. Also, these big rocks, this is a very rocky section, if you can see that. They didn't help at all either because they pick up big chunks of soil and just more rocks, and then they flip on top, like this one here, which I forgot I actually wanted to fix up a little bit. And they'll be okay, as long as there's not a monster rock like that laying on them. But they had to be done. They're gonna soon be too big to where I'm not gonna get through them. And if it rains again, it'll be too muddy. My goodness, look at that guy. And I wasn't going deep at all. And I wasn't going fast. It's just so rocky. But look over here at the potatoes. These are the red. You can see the clear difference in the leaf color. These are darker than the whites. These are a little bit bigger, more vigorous plants. As far as you can't see in between the rows. Here you can just barely see, but they're still growing. You can see they're in a full blossom now. They're actually starting to lose them. Just beautiful. Between getting into hill them on time, cultivating them on time, and having that newer potato planter, I just think everything just worked well, along with the rain. They're not struggling at all. I do see potato beetles my dad's gonna have to take care of really bad, at least on this plant anyway. You can see how they've eaten everything. Potato beetles are obviously horrible on potato plants, but that's like the only one I really see. Other than that, they look really good. So I've now moved on to the red beets, and holy cow, are these bad. The guys weeded them once or twice. I cultivated them once already, but still, I mean, it is like a solid mat of weeds. I'm going a little deeper than what I normally do just to try and get to the bottom of them. I mean, honestly, there ain't nothing we can do now that can make them any worse, because this is what it looks like going through before I do. I mean, bad, really bad. And I'm doing a decent job of getting them flipped up, but still, you've got a good mat of them here. Well, I can't say it's a bad thing. Look at the weeds I'm pulling up out of there. And these aren't like old weeds, these are fresh ones. Ow, I don't even want to touch them, there's thistle in there. I guess I should have been paying attention though. I didn't really want to drag that through the field. Crazy. I could be wrong, but I noticed it down in the wagons as well. I think that hail did a little bit of damage. We had about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. See quite a few leaves with holes in them. And that just isn't, you know, a normal thing to happen. Look at that, shredded them. So I'm now getting started to dig the last 2 rows of the season for garlic. You can see those 2 rows right there in front of me. There was 2 rows below it, and I think 6 rows above it, or maybe only, yeah, 6 rows for sure. 6 rows below it, above it, 2 below, so 6, 8, or 10 rows all together. And here we go. All right, so there she is. Doesn't look much different, but garlic pulls out nice and easy. It's a little bit more of a struggle for the guys though because of it being wetter. That dirt doesn't want to shake off quite as nice, but it's not bad. I absolutely love, just like I loved our cousins, the lifter. Now that we got it the way we want. Really, it only took minor adjustments from Rainflow. And I'm not 100% sure why we ever took off the wheels and the middle disc from our cousins, because it's basically the same exact thing as ours, just a little bit different. Because we ended up putting the wheels back on. It kind of keeps it more stable as far as depth goes, because I don't know if this is just like a design malfunction or what, but this spring is so tight to this clamp, and it has to be here because this is where the disc, you know, slides up and down on, that when that springs back, it gets caught. You can see I even took a little nick out of there, but now that we have the tires on here, it doesn't put near as much pressure on the discs, and there's really not a need for a lot of pressure on the discs, because all you're doing is just putting that into the ground 2 inches just to cut those viney little weeds up, like you see here. And so, besides that, we had to adjust these out a little bit. I'm even thinking that this middle disc we can put back in. I don't see a reason that it would hurt the garlic, because it would run right in the middle of the 2 rows, right here, cutting that up again. So I might even put that back on. The only reason I might keep it off though is because there's really no need for the onions, but again, I don't think it would hurt. And then for plastic though, we like to keep our plastic whole instead of putting it in 2 halves, because then it just makes more work for the guys or whoever's picking it up. So I don't know, we'll see about that. But as far as this goes, it worked amazing, as long as the soil is wet. So to finish up the day, we're gonna wash what little bit we got picked. Some of the first onions of the season, yellow, white, and purple, or red. And then some pickles and cukes. Mom also got some green tomatoes, which are enormous, for tomorrow in Scranton. That's the first day.
Well, just when the pump kicks on and off, the pressure in the tank, you're coming a long way.
So it's the next day. We just got everything packed on skids to load for the Scranton Farmers Market. Today's the first day. Mom's clipping garlic that the guys got pulled out of the ground already. Nothing is up here besides just our supplies for market, which we don't need all the room, so we're just gonna leave this bin up here for now. Uh-oh, I don't know if I can get into this pallet. All right, so we're all loaded up. Good assortment of everything. Still got enough room for about 5 more bins, but we are gonna throw a bin of corn on here as soon as we get it picked. the animals have gotten it really bad. They chewed and pecked, chewed and pecked, chewed and pecked. So there's really not much here. In certain areas where they didn't go through is where we can get our corn. We've just seen a fox and like 4 baby turkeys run across the field. So we'll show the turkeys were in here after the corn. We know the deer are, the bear are, the coon. A little bit of everything. I have to check quite a few of the first couple just to make sure that I'm picking the right stuff. I just gave Daisy her first ear of sweet corn of the season, which is dangerous because she'll now come to the cornfield every day and grab like 6 of them. What is it, Daisy? What is it? Alright, so we just finished up. First full bin of corn.
Yeah, no, I still got my van, Logan. I just got rid of the spread.
Gotcha. Can I get a $5 sign? What? Can I get a $5 sign? All right, so we kind of got set up for the first day. It's been really busy, so we don't even have time to set up completely. We have our sweet corn display, which is the hot item of the day. Red potatoes, red beets, green beans, yellow beans, peas, broccoli, and then pickles to finish off this table. Down here we have tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, zucchini, Lebanese squash, more zucchini, cauliflower, and then cabbage. And that is the extent of our variety. But it's so busy we're having trouble keeping up. I don't really even have time to record. Give me 1 second. This is the number 2 here.
How about I get this?
How are you?
You know, I think I was going to get it. I come down every week.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hello.
Can I have a basket?
Yep. This lady here.
How are you? Good, how are you? Corn with chips.
That's okay. So you have a, how much was it?
I had a $3 for
Oh, 3?
and then I had a soda.
So you got $9 out of 50.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, 4. Okay. So we're already out of corn, or just about. There's about 50 ears left on the top of the table. It's been absolutely nuts. Can't even get stuff filled fast enough. I've been filling tomatoes as fast as I possibly can, and Pap's selling them quicker than that.
You know, I'm probably just do it. I'm gonna get some corn. Are you guys on the same table? Yep.
These are $3 each.
Here you go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Next time I visit. The yellow or the green? I have one, so never mind. $3. I have one. I'll take one of those Here you go, sweetie. Thank you. Hi. The onions not
So this is what it looks like at like 2:30, I think it is. This is all of our empties. As you can see here, we're all out of corn. Almost out of everything we have is on the table, so we're almost out of just about everything. Down here we have a little more, but we also had more of this stuff. We have nothing back here in the back, actually, besides red potatoes. That's the only thing left. We probably won't sell out of them, but we're thinking we'll sell out of everything else. I already started loading some stuff up onto the truck, and this is what it looks like from the front. That's it. Now if I can keep it from falling over when I go on the lift gate. Chrissy, can you brace that while I pull this quick? Just the front there? So it's 3:48, the markets basically go till 5. And we have just a little amount left. We have some potatoes, onions, zucchini, and a cabbage and cauliflower left. We're trying to sell that out, and then we will be completely sold out for the day, which is the first time we've had that happen in a long time. All right, so we just secured the deal to finally sell everything. We're leaving an hour early. Truck is completely filled. Well, filled with everything that we brought, with empties. So we just got home. Probably not gonna load tonight. We'll let that go. Take care of that maybe tomorrow or even Monday morning. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting us, whether it's on the channel or in person. I can't believe we had such a good day. Obviously, we didn't have a monster load, but we had a very good load for the first day of market, that's for sure. And like I said, we were so busy that we couldn't even get this stuff on the table fast enough to replenish what was being sold. So just an awesome first day, and hopefully that's just a preview of what's to come this entire season.